Well, what do we have here? Yep, it's some Saturday mods. So first up is the old German Cellar. This is by Hellraiser, 7.36 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under silos. Well, going to find the first one under silos anyway. So £2.5 to buy, and this is going to hold 20,000 litres of your potatoes. Now, if you come down to the sell points, there is actually just a straight up sell point for you to sell your stuff off as well. And the sell point can take a lot more than just potatoes. So why is the silo only going to do potatoes? Alright, it is what it is. But that being said, you know, if you want to put your potatoes underground, oh, fair enough. I mean, that door doesn't open. And that being said, doesn't take up much space. Fair enough. Well, next up is Home Carpet. This is by Uncle Sly, 0.36 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under farmhouses. Yes, even though it's the rocking chair, it's going to be found there. So 15 to buy, nice and cheap. That is all right indeed. And as you can imagine, it's going to have a sleep trigger just there for you. I mean, I've put it in this workshop. So, you know, living and working at the same place, not really a good idea. But okay, you can put it anywhere. Oh, fair enough. But next up is GDR House EW65. This is by Hellraiser, 8.56 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them, first off, under farmhouses, 43,750 to buy. So that's going to be your sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger version. Now there is a second version under decorations, so that's going to cost you the same amount of money, but obviously it's not got the sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. Now your wardrobe trigger is going to be outside, so you're changing your clothes out in broad daylight. But okay, fair enough. Your sleep trigger is just there, and then obviously this one is just decorations. The same house, obviously without the triggers. Now that being said, this texturing, in the UK we'd call that pebble dashing. Something from back in the day. Next up is House. This is by A2, 14.12 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under, as you can imagine, farmhouses. Now it's going to cost you 100 grand. And from the outside it looks like there's no triggers, but there is. Yeah, so if you come over here, come to the back door, and you got your wardrobe trigger, so just there for you. Again, getting changed outside. I mean, if it's winter, that's not going to do you any good. And then if you want to have a little bit of a sleep, you come to the front door, the trigger's there as well. Now, you haven't got the actual icons, which is, I think, it's a little bit random, but alright, fair enough. I mean, 100 grand. Alright, carry on. Next up is Queenslander Farmhouse. This is by 2-bit modding, 22.42 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find these two, as you can imagine, under farmhouses. Now, we've got the first one here, Style 1, that's going to be 35 grand. Then we've got Style 2, which is going to be 55 grand. Now, for these, I quite like them. I prefer that one, to be fair, and I'll show you in a minute. So we've got our sleep trigger by the front door, your wardrobe trigger on the old balcony. But the second... Oh, I'm stuck. There you are, down the steps. Now the second one, I mean, it's raised up as like the first one is. So come up here. There's your sleep trigger just by that door. And you've got this balcony that goes all the way around the back. So you've got your wardrobe trigger by that little... What's it? Shoe box? No, it's not shoe box. By that ottoman. Yeah, we'll go with that. So you've got your wardrobe trigger just there. But this whole veranda goes all the way around the back. Oh, that is ace. I mean, those steps are a little steep, mind you. But okay, fair enough. And next up is Old Polish House. This is by Radix Games, 5.82 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under houses. Now, it's going to cost you 20 grand. You've got your triggers out the front, you've got your sleep trigger by the front door, and like with every other house we've seen today, you're getting changed outside. Alright, fair enough, there's your wardrobe trigger. But this one has got a door that opens up there, got a little bit of a garage, a little bit of a carport, side piece, whatever you want to call it. Now, that being said, I think the council have done half a job on the roof. Although, it actually looks like two houses. Maybe one's been extended. I mean, the detail on it looks ace. Right, next up is Camo Tent. And to be fair, in between setting up this video and now, this has been removed from the website. So I'll imagine some people are having some problems with it. I've placed it down. It seems to be fine. But okay, fair enough. Now, you're going to find this under farmhouses if you've managed to get it downloaded. It's only going to cost you £26 to buy. That's what it's going to cost you. That is ace. Now you come around this side, and there you are. There's your sleep trigger. Oh, fair enough. do a bit of camping if you manage to get it downloaded before it's been removed. Right, next up is Wooden Honey Shed. This is by Zero Farmer, 6.05 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under bees. So we've got two different versions. We've got the £800 version that's going to hold 4 pallets of honey, and we've also got the £1,000 version, which is going to hold 6 pallets. And obviously, you can only place one down at a time. So that's the two there for you. So if you've got some beehives on the go, yeah, it's just somewhere for the honey to get spawned into. Right, next up is Shed with Chicken Coop. This is by Radix Games, 3.85 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under chickens. Now, it's going to cost you 12 grand to place down, and obviously, it's going to be doing a bit of chickenage. So we've got, if that's even a word, we've got a little bit of a garage drive, carport area just there. I mean, I've got a little bit of a workbench at the end with some... that's got a PTO drive shaft on there, so alright, fair enough. In here is going to be your egg pallet spawn point, as you can well see. Now, the chickens are free range, so that should mean they're a little bit better than caged chickens. Okay, you got your animal dialogue box just there, so this is going to hold 70 chickens, and your feed goes into there. Now, this door looks like it should open, but it doesn't. I mean, okay, fair enough. To be fair, I like that. I mean, sort of like a distressed wood look to it. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is Slurry Filling Station with and without slurry purchase. This is by Der Hauptprofi, 0.83 megabyte on the download. And the first one is going to be found under containers. So that's going to be, well, it's technically your buy point. And the second one is going to be found under decorations. So if you fancy putting that down, you know, just to fill out your farmyard, that sort of thing, that's going to be the one for you. But if you want to go for the, well, let's face it, it's a buy point, you go for that one. And you could put it up against the wall of a shed, that sort of thing, really blend it in. Very nice. Right, next up is Barmouth Garage. This is by Clonic, 20.85 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under sheds. That's going to cost you 35 grand. And as the name would suggest, you got a bit of a barn and you got a bit of a garage. But that being said, detail on a brickwork, that is looking on point. Very nice indeed. So we've got this door that opens up just there. So obviously, you know, it's not massive amount of space. I mean, you could get a couple of vehicles, you know, a couple of tractors, that sort of thing. And then these garages, obviously, a little bit shorter. So maybe you go for the smaller tractors. Yeah, you get 3 in there. And obviously, we've got the barn on the end. So we'll open up that door like that. And once you're inside, obviously, a little bit more space as well. So I've got the passenger door, or the pedestrian doors. Although we have got this one, which is then going to give you a bit of a drive-through option. Yeah, I mean, the detail on it. We've got that underside there. Look at all that. I mean, you have got a little bit of a, well, potentially a platform up there. Not sure how you're going to get up there. Maybe like a telehandler, that sort of thing. But that looks awesome. And next up is your Shop ABC. This is by Raider, 16.51 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under sell points. Now, this is pretty much going to do all your standard, well, and a few extras as well, to be fair. I mean, I've still got some of the stuff installed from yesterday's mod drop, and it's going to take those as well. So, productions, that's what it's going to pretty much take. So you've got a couple of parking spaces there. You know, if you want to go down the whole roleplay scenario, you know, you run in the shop. So you've got your loading in point, well, your sell point just there. And for the old roleplay scenario, you can come into the shop. You can work the till. You can, you know, buy some stuff off people. Oh, that is ace. I do like that. And to be fair, I do like the fact that you can use non-standard base game products to sell them here. That's ace. And next up is the Lizard Export Company. This is by Niku M, 2.39 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sell points. Now, like the previous one, you're going to be able to sell pretty much everything here. I mean, there is one thing that I couldn't sell, and that was solid fertilizer, but alright, okay, everything else should work, no problem. I did chuck a load of seeds in there, to be fair. So you got your loading in point just there, so your seeds worked, liquid, well, solid fertilizer didn't. You come around here, you got your Salwood icon as well. We got your pallet selling points just there. And obviously, I mean, the decoration to it, you know, is you're going to be selling stuff off. So what would you have there? You'd have some stuff there. You know, some pallets ready to go, ready to be shipped. Maybe going abroad or something. Oh, that's ace. Next up is Chocolate Factory. This is by Grimlock RRC, 16.09 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under productions. Now, it's going to cost you 70 grand to place down, and as the name would suggest, you're going to be making a little bit of chocolate. Now, like the shop, the ABC shop, you have got these parking spots just here. So one for the role play, definitely. Round the back is going to be your loading in point just there. Come around this side, and we've got our pallet spawn point just there. So there's no hatch marking areas, they just spawn there. And you've got your production chain menu by the front door. So your chocolate, so milk going in and sugar as well. Obviously that's going to be making your chocolate. So sort of like a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Because this is a chocolate factory. Oh, fair enough. And next up is Woodchip and Grass Silo. This is by Grimlock RRC, 0.88 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under silos. Now, it's going to cost you 20 grand. It's going to hold 500,000 litres. And it says it's the Woodchip and the Grass Silo, but you're actually going to be able to put some chaff in it as well, which is all right indeed. So you've got your loading in point at the front, taking out point at the same place. It doesn't take up that much space. I mean, 500,000 litres? Yeah, that should keep you going for a bit. And next up is the Lizard Bittern. This is by Edzek, 3.54 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under productions. Now, this is going to be making a little bit of pig food for you. Now, the trigger point is rather high, I must say that. Then you've got your pallet spawn point at the front, so maybe use a shovel, some sort of thing. Maybe the Bailey high lift trailer, that should be all right. Then got your production chain menu there. So we have got a couple of different recipes. So we're going to be making pig food in all of them. So you can make it out of wheat, barley and canola. You can also make it out of corn, barley and wheat. We then got oat, wheat and barley. We've then got wheat, barley and soybeans. And then we've got wheat and barley. Now, there is one thing with this. Yeah, you look at the recipe. So 7 and 7 in and 5 out. You are going to be losing a bit through the whole production scenario. So if you're okay with that, place it down. It doesn't take up much space at all. If you don't like losing stuff, maybe you need to look somewhere else. Next up is Greenhouse and Nursery. This is by Gwendol, 40.46 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under greenhouses. Now, we're going to be growing some new stuff now. So we have got the very large greenhouse, which is that one just there. We've then got the shrub greenhouse, and then to finish it off, we've got the plants. Sort of open air version. Now, obviously, once you make your stuff, they're not the standard sort of thing, so you do have this sell point just here. So obviously, once you've made all your stuff, you come and sell it there, no problem. Now, these are going to need, obviously, a couple of different things. So we'll go into the production menu. So we'll open up that door. So you've got your water, and you've got your seed and solid fertilizer going into this one. So that's going to be that one there. So you can be making flowers, lettuce, red cabbage, strawberries or tomatoes. So obviously, you know, your seeds, your solid fertilizer and your water, jobs are good. And obviously we've got them here. So what have we got? So we've got a pallet of flowers. We then got, what's that one? Strawberries, tomatoes, red cabbage and then lettuce on that one. Then we'll come around here to the shrub one. So we've got your loading input for your water, your seeds and your solid fertilizer there. Your production chain menu is up front on this one. For this one, you can be making aloe vera and bamboo. Yeah, all right. So once you put your seeds, your solid fertilizer and water in, you're going to be getting these out. So we've got our bamboo tree just there. There's your aloe vera leaves. That's the second bamboo one. And then the last one is going to be the open air version. So this is just going to need your solid fertilizer and water. This is a little bit interesting. So solid fertilizer goes that side. You then got your water that goes into there. Now this one, I did drive over this with a tractor and I got it stuck. So just bear that in mind. You're going to have to reset your vehicle. But if you turn these on, so we can make bonsai, cypress and eucalyptus. If you turn them on, you get some plant pots on the go. Oh, fair enough indeed. And then obviously, once you've made your stuff, they're going to spawn in this area here. Quite a large pallet spawn point, actually. So it goes from here all the way up to where we've got the pallets up here. Oh, fair enough. So what we've got here? So this is the cypress. You then got your bonsai. And then you've got your eucalyptus. Now, can we pick these up? I've got the liftable pallet mod on. No, it's saying 1.7 ton. For some, what was it? Eucalyptus. That's some heavy trees, I must admit. But all right, fair enough. Then once you have made him, obviously going to get a forklift truck, then bring him down here, sell him off, make a bit of cash. Oh, fair enough. Right, next up is Farm Bakery. This is by DS Power, 14.28 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under productions. Now, it's going to cost you 36 grand to place down, and we're going to be making a few different things. Aha, right. So we've got a loading in point for all the stuff that needs to go in there. We'll come back to those boxes in a minute, because you come in here, you open up this door like that, and then here's our little bakery. This is what we can make. Oh, this is ace. So we've got some bakery boxes with croissants. We've then got some Berlin pancakes. We've then got some bread. Well, we've got some baguettes. We've then got some other bread. We've got some donuts. And then we've got some cupcakes. That's what we can make. Now, all these are liftable. Fair enough. You spin it back round, and we've got our production chain menu just there. So you come in, and there's a ton of different options. We'll call it that anyway. So you have got your incoming materials. You've got your bakery cases, butter, eggs, flour bio, milk bottled, rice flour, spice blends, and strawberries. Now, the butter, eggs, and flour, and the milk bottled, and the rice flour and strawberries, no problem. Base game stuff. The flour bio actually came in a mod. I believe it's by DS Power the other day. So that's obviously going to be using that. So if you got that installed, great. If you haven't, well, we go into the shop, down under your DLCs, your mods and DLCs, and then onto the old farm bakery section. This is where we're going to get some stuff. So we've got your bakery cases. You can actually get a pallet of bakery cases. Then you can get some bio flour. And we've also got this one, which is strange, packaging material. Now, obviously the spice blends, yeah, that's part of the recipe. The packaging material is in this mod, but it doesn't use it in any of the recipes, which is a little random. It's not even an input on the on the menu. You know, you can lift them up. That's no problem. I mean, these were part of the original bioflower mod, so I don't know whether they've just been ported across and it's just stayed there. But those aren't needed. But that being said, we can make some cakes, and in particular, those ones. Oh yeah, I'm taking these. I'm going to go and have some lunch. Right, next up is South American Classic Sheds. This is by JD Modding Arg, 20.82 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under sheds. Now, we've got this open-sided, open-ended one. That's going to cost you 25 grand. We then got the brick version, which is going to cost you 30 grand. We then got a concrete version, which is going to cost you 35 grand. And we then got this one, which is actually under tools, because there it is, 45 grand. It's got a workshop inside. Ah, fair enough. Now, obviously, this one, open-ended, open-sided, plenty of space for you to be getting in. So if you've got long header trailers, you're not going to be struggling with that one, so that's all right. And over here, you've got this little side door that you can open up. Oh, I like that. That is all right. Can we open it up on its own from outside? Oh, it's an inside job. Ah, dear, oh dear. Inside job. So you open up the little one, and then you open up the big one. There we are. So fair enough. So that's your brick version. And it's going to be the same sort of thing. Man, those doors are loud. Same sort of thing on the concrete version. So obviously, open the doors up, store your stuff. Then on the last one, this is going to be the one with the workshop inside. So we'll open up the small door as well. Once you get inside, there's your workbench. Pull your vehicle in, pull your equipment in, hit the spanner, fix it up, no problem. Oh, they are all right indeed. Next up is Pigsty with a Barn. This is by Radix Games, 9.14 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under pigs. Now, it's going to hold 20 old bacon sandwiches, which is all right indeed. Now, we've got a little garage part on the side just there. We can open up this door. So that's going to be another little garage part. And we've got this door as well. So you've got a bit of a drive-through option on the go. And then you've got this storage area here, but you have got these stairs. Yeah, so you can go up. And up here, you could potentially use it as a bit of a hayloft, because we've got this hatch that opens up like that. We can hear plenty of squealing underneath. Oh, they know we're coming. We need a bacon sandwich. They know what's happening. Right, we'll carry on. So you've got this door that opens as well. And then we've got the small door that opens up just there. We've got our animal dialogue box going in. So obviously 20 pigs, no problem. Your feed point is in there. Now I've filled this feed up, and they look rather big. They don't look like the baby ones I put in. They've obviously eaten it all, but all right, fair enough. Let's leave them in there. Don't want me bacon sandwiches running down the road. Then over here is going to be your slurry taking out point. I mean, apart from the pigs going in and eating all the food, that building looks alright. You know, distressed wood look. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is Metal Storage with Workshop. This is by Icas Patty, 6.2 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you imagine, under Tools. Now, as you can probably see, we've got a colour option on this, so you've got your option there to customise. You can add your solar panels if you want, and then change the colour to whatever you feel like, particularly if you've got the unlimited colour mod installed, which is a must, I must admit. So we've got this side door that opens up there, and we've got these big doors that open up at the front. That's 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 on the end. And once you're inside, plenty of space. I mean, you're not going to be short on storage in here. You got your workshop trigger right in the corner. That being said, we painted the outside walls pink. That's painted that pink as well, hasn't it? Not sure they'd normally go for pink cabinet colour inside, but right. And we've got a side option for the door as well. We've got some storage racks on there, so you could potentially store some front loader tools on the top of there. I like that. That's an alright shed. The next up is Small American Metal Hall. This is by Icas, 5.52 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sheds. Now, we do have some customization options as well. So, like the previous one, you can add solar panels, and then you can change the colour. So this time, we've gone for a red. Now, this is awesome. We've got this side door that opens up like that. We then got this front door that opens up. We then got this small front door, or passenger front door. We then got this door as well. I mean, it's like the whole building is doors, because we then got this side door that opens up here as well. Fair enough. I mean, you're not going to be short on space. Maybe height. You might struggle if you got like a harvester with a big moorer top on. But apart from that, this looks ace. Oh, plenty of access. No problem. And next up is BR Metal Shed. This is by GNFS, 10.25 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sheds. Now, we've got quite a few different customization options on here. So it starts off as an open-sided, open-ended version like that. So click on customization. You do have the option to change the colour. Now, that's going to do all the leg supports, or the framework for it. I mean, you can't really see, probably a bit far away, but there you are. You can see the red supports there. No problem. Then you can have it as an open shed. You can have it as zinc sides. You can have it as wall number 1 on the bottom, wall number 2 on the bottom, and then add the zinc sides, and then zinc sides with wall 2, and then back to the open shed. So obviously, this definitely one. I reckon you could use this a role play style. You know, you're starting to build a shed, have the framework in first, and then just change it up for the wall, and then add the sides on later. You know, really get into the old immersiveness of it all. Yeah, very nice. Next up is US Silo. This is by VX Mapping, 16.67 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under silos. Now, it's got a 75 gram price tag. There is some customization options on this one. So we click right stick in, you can add some solar panels on the roof just there for you. Now, what I will say about this is a hide and seek. This is a hide and seek building. Oh, definitely. So we're going to start down this end, because on the left hand side you actually have a workshop trigger. So we'll go into there like that, open up that door, round the corner, there you are, fix up your vehicle, no problem. Then under the archway we have our silos. You've got your load in and load out just there. Then behind this door, which is an awesome opening door, I must admit, so we'll open up like that. That's great. Oh, I do like that. We have got a bale and pallet storage. So you're going to hold 400 pieces. Now you bring your bale, like we've got here, chuck it into there, and it's going to be put over there. Now to get it out again, you need to come up these stairs and go to that spanner just there. Yeah, we'll get it out, and it's going to put it back to where we got it from. Now that's ace in itself. I do like that. But then we can carry on exploring, because if we go through this door here, dear oh dear, we'll spin it around the corner like that. We'll come around here on the old balcony, the veranda. We'll open up this door, and then we can go up on here, have a little bit of a look around your facility, because, you know, why not? And then we've come out there, we'll go back the way we came. We've got little side steps to go back down to the front. Oh, That is ace. I do like that. I mean, there's a bit of everything in there. Workshop, silo, and bale and pallet storage. That's awesome. And next up is the Fenceless Pastures. This is by Cookie Monster, 0.78 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them, well, first one is going to be under cows. Now you have two different versions. So we've got one that has auto water. All right, no problem. You then got one that requires water. So obviously, depending on how in depth you want to get to it, you can add the water in if you really want into a pasture. Now that's fair enough. Now you are this is a little different. We've had ones before. Obviously, you got to change the fence, and you can't really see them, especially on fenceless ones. This is much better. So you click on it, and it puts these little grass tufts. We'll put it there anyway. I now have too many animal pens. All right, fair enough. So obviously, it puts the grass tufts out. That's where the fence is actually going to be, and then you can move the fence, you can expand the fence, entirely up to you. Obviously, each time you place a fence pole, we'll call it that, it's another little tuft of grass, and it's just going to use that as a little bit of a guide. So that's a lot better. And obviously you can, as you can see here, put some grass patches down as well. Now, it's not just the cows that we've got on this one as well. We've actually got one for the horses, which is obviously going to be found under the horses. Now again, the same options. You can have it with or without the need for water. We've also got the pigs. Now again, with or without the water, you can either have it in. And then we've got the sheep, and as you can imagine, that's going to be found on the sheep. You can have it with or without the water requirement. And the last one on the end is going to be your chickens, which is only one version of the chickens, and it's that one. It's like they don't require water, but okay, fair enough. Now, I've gone for all of them with non-water need because, you know, why make it harder for yourself? So your food goes into that bit, you got your milk coming out there, and then you've also got your animal dialogue box just here. Now, you do get slurry, or it's saying slurry on there. These cows have been here for a while. It's not produced any. Now, I know pastures don't normally produce slurry, so why is it on the old box in the corner? But all right, fair enough. Now your horses are going to be the same sort of thing as your cows, so your feed goes into that bit, and then you've got your animal dialogue box just there. Your pigs, same sort of thing again, so your feed and your water, if you've gone for the water version, would be at the front, and then you've got your animal dialogue box just there. Then we've got the sheep, it's the same sort of thing again. If you've gone for the water one, it would be by the trough. You've got your animal dialogue box and food going in, and here's your wool pallet spawn point. Then for the chickens, again, you've got your feed going in, animal dialogue box, and there's your eggs. Yeah, I like that. I mean, definitely with the fence, that's going to be a lot easier for you to map out. So that's ace. Next up is Horse Barn with Storage. This is by Schultz Modding, 4.22 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under horses. Now, this has got a 75 gram price tag, and you're going to be able to do 13 horses in this facility, but it's not just a horse stable. No, because we have got a pallet and bale storage point. So we've got our bale here, you just chuck it into there, and then, right, goes up the back there, which is ace. So you got your loading in point for your food for your horses just there. You got your animal dialogue box just there. You alright, mate? How's it going? And we've got the gate opens as well, if you fancy bringing a trailer down, going through that way. And then round here is going to be your taking out point for your bales. Now, it is going to put it back out right by the loading in point, so when you do take it out, so fair enough on that. And then you've got a big storage area just there. Now, this does have the old customization option if you want to go for a different colour. So you go for that, customization, change the colour up, no problem. If you don't fancy the brown, that it comes as standard. But that's alright, that is. So next up is the Bavarian Cowshed. This is by Max BTWO, 20.85 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under cows. Now, we've got two different versions. We've got one with this side piece and one without. Entirely up to you. They both hold the same. They're both going to cost the same, so you just have a little carport. Yes or no, that's entirely up to you. Now, there is no customization options apart from the fence out the back. That can be expanded. Then obviously you can put the meadow down if you like. Now, once you place it down, you've got our slurry taking out point just there. You then got your little carport just there, you know, a little storage area for put some bales on, maybe something like that. And then we've got this door that opens up like that. Inside is going to be a milk taking out point. Now, can we go in here actually? Let's have a little. Oh, we can. Yeah, a little bit of a office area. I mean, that door goes out back out to the carport. Okay, fair enough. And then we'll come through here. This is going to be your feed and your straw loading in point. And then we'll come out this end. We'll open up that door like that. And we'll spin it around. And we've got an animal dialogue box just there. Now, you can open this door. So if you fancy bringing a trailer down, you know, facilitate the old immersiveness of it all, you can. And back your trailer in there. Can we open that? Or can we close this door? Oh, you can. You know, it's got a bit cold. The winter's come in. Get me old water buffalo in. Why not? Next up is the US Cow Barn with Vector. This is by VX Mapping, 14.79 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under cows. Now, we do have a little bit of an optional extra, and that's going to be to add some solar panels to the roof. So you can have it as one face, although that's that side. Right, let's move it out of the other cow barn. There we are. Or we can go for the second face as well. We'll put it on the rear, both of them, or none of them. Now, obviously, you can expand the fence out the back. So, obviously, it's starting off with 130 cow capacity. If you want to expand it, obviously, you just move the fence out. No problem. Now, we've got our animal dialogue box going in there. Then you can open these gates if you fancy bringing a trailer down, you know, back your trailer in, immersiveness and all that shenanigans. Now, down here, there is no icon. Now, there is a loading in point for your straw and your feed as well. Sort of like in the middle is where I got the trigger. Because it's supposed to have, well, it does have, say it's supposed to have, it does have the feeding robot. But I couldn't get it to work. Yeah, now you come here, this is your loading in point. So you're going to put your hay, your silage in straw, chuck it into there, and that's supposed to go into the feeding robot when it works. I didn't get it to work. Now, I'm not quite sure if it's this mod, because to be fair, I had a problem with the standard base game one, getting that vector robot to work. So I don't know whether it's a game problem or a mod problem. So who knows? You can load your food in on its own, no problem. Now, obviously, for the robot itself, you're going to be putting some mineral feed in because it does require the mineral feed, unfortunately. But okay, fair enough. And there's your robot. That doesn't seem to have moved. It's probably got a layer of dust on because it's just been sat there for so long. Now, also, as part of this building, you've got a pallet and bale storage facility. So we've got our milk taking out point just there. We've got our loading in point for our bales just there. And then we've got the taking out point. You come over here. There we are. Take the bale out. And then jobs are good. Can't quite get up the ladder up to the top. But okay, fair enough. We'll come out this side. I mean, the building's nicely textured. Put it that way. I mean, yeah, apart from the robot, that's a great building. It really is. I like it. I mean, you can fill it up yourself, so you don't need to use a robot. So maybe just go down that route then. But next up is the Sheep Goat Barn. This is by Cellar Bookie, 9.08 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sheep. Now, it's got a capacity of 150. And obviously, you can expand it out the back if you fancy it. No, I've got some goats in there, because why not? So you have got your animal dialogue box in the pasture. Oh, hold on, stay there. Don't get running off down the road. So your animal dialogue box is just there. So 152. Now, I placed this down as standard. And it said 150, but it's got 152. Okay, fair enough. Now, your loading in point for your food is going to be just there. We'll open up this door. Obviously, yeah, that's where your animals are going to be. I mean, you could potentially bring a trailer in if you want to go down that road. And out the front is going to be your pallet spawn point. So at the minute, I've got the goats in, so we've got some goat milk. If you've got your sheep, you're going to be having some wool. That being said, not bad at all. Well, next up is the Dalbo Grass Rollers Pack. This is by Hispano, 21.29 megabyte on the download. And if you remember base game stuff from 22, yeah, this should jog your memory. So we've got the Powerroll 1230 HD, 140 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 12.3 meter working width with 11 mile an hour working speed. Obviously, it's going to be a grassland roller for you. 35 grand to buy. You do have the option of Trelleborg, BKT, or Trelleborg on the tyres, and then you've got your main colours, which is going to be those bits, and then your rim colour is obviously going to be your rims. Now, if you think 12.3 is a little bit small, well, they've got you covered because they've got the Mega Roll 2430, 320 horsepower requirement for your tractor, 24 meter, well, 24.3 meter working width, and 11-mile-an-hour working speed for 127.5 grand. 24.3 meter, that's huge. Same options as before with the colours and the tyre brands. But that being said, that's massive. Well, next up is the Lizard GTF26. This is by Holtz FS, 7.13 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Auger Wagons. Now, it's got a 30,000 litre capacity as standard, 7,800 to buy. You do have the option to add an extension, so that puts up to 45,000 litres, and then you can have it with a cover, yes or no. Now, obviously, you're going to need to move it about a little. Well, this is where this comes in. The old GTF 2680, the old attacher unit. So it's going to mount to your 3-point on the back of your tractor and then hook it up, no problem. It's going to cost you 800. Yeah, money well spent. Now, once you've got it all out, obviously you hook the attacher to the back of your, there we are, to the back of your tractor. And you want to get it in sort of like just by that trailer hitch right there. I mean, you could potentially lower it down if you wanted to. You're really playing, you know, full ball immersiveness, and then attach it. You don't need to. Then you just lift it up and away you go. So once you've got it like that, and you can take the cover off if you want to load it like it is, but to get the actual pipes out, the old auger wagons, you are going to need to unfold it. So L, B and A, I was going to put support wheel away. It's going to put the old support legs down, lower itself down, and then the pipes come out ready to go. So you can't use the pipes unless it's folded. Alright, fair enough. Then when you're ready, just detach and carry on. I mean, ideally you'd have this at the side of the field. You just come back with your seeder and then fill it up. Alright, fair enough. We're sticking with auger wagons for the next one. So we've got the Lizard Magnum pack. This is by JD Modding ARG, 26.63 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them under auger wagons. So first up, we've got the Magnum 18, 22,500 litre capacity, 90 horsepower requirement for your tractor, and a 12-mile-an-hour working speed, 37 grand to buy. You then got your wheel brands, BKT, Michelin, Mitas, Trelleborg, and then back to BKT. Got some standards on the go there. Got some wides. They look all right. Decals configuration, so we've got the old, we've got the new, or the old. I'm not quite sure which one I like. We'll go with the new version anyway. So your main colour is obviously going to be your main colour. Your decal colour is obviously going to be your decals. Your then cover colour is going to be, obviously, your cover. And then your rim colour is going to be your rims. Now, if you're thinking, yeah, 22,500, not really big enough for me. Well, they've got a different version. The Magnum 22. It's got a slightly bigger capacity, and I put my teeth in, 27,500, and then it's got 115 horsepower requirement, same speed at 42 grand price tag. Same options as before. Now, I will say that, I mean, they do look good, don't get me wrong. Swivel axle on the front, though. Not my greatest thing to be reversing, if I'm going to be completely honest. So just drive forward, it's so much easier. The last mod for the day is the Stara Hércules 6.0 2016. This is by Agrotono, 17.39 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under fertilizer spreaders. Now, this is not just a fertilizer one, because it's going to do your lime and your manure. Interesting. All in one job. 220 horsepower engine, 37-mile-an-hour top speed, 6,000 litre capacity, 36 metre working width with a 15-mile-an-hour working speed. Now you can change the capacities to going from 6,000 litres up to 12,000 as a fictitious one. So that's going to be your ultimate version of it. You then got your engine setup, so 220 horsepower, goes up to 280, and then back to 220. So 280 with the chip tune is going to be your biggest one. Your tyre brands, so you got your Michelin, Continental, Trelleborg, Mitas, Vredestein, and then back to Michelin again. And there's some various different ones on the go, so, you know, you carry on, whatever one takes your fancy. Window film, standard, tint 1, 2, 3, and then back to standard. Reverse alarm, yes or no. Your thermal is actually going to be put in like a little flask there, a little teapot sort of thing. All right, no problem. Numbers are going to be just by the front windscreen. So we've got a number 1, and then that goes all the way up to a number 10. Then you've got your main colour. Now you can basically make this anything you like. So what have we got here? Got Hardy, we've got Massey Ferguson red. Alright, no problem. The grill colour, we'll go with an orange. Just those bits. Yeah, not quite sure they work, mind you, but okay. And then your rim colour is going to be your rims. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible colour combination. Now, this has got loads of adjustments on it. So if we do, so you see there, right, you've got control groups, you've got gauge door, seat and steering, you've got mirrors too, and then back to the original. So under the group gauge, door, seat and steering, if you do LB and right stick, left and right, it's going to move the old axles out, so a little bit of more stability while you're out in the field. That's alright indeed. LB and RB together and right stick left and right, it's going to tilt the steering wheel up and down. LB and RB and left stick left and right is going to be opening the door, and then LB and RB and right stick up and down is going to be tilting the whole column. So you've got just like the steering wheel bit, so like bends in half, and then the whole column as well. That's insane, but alright, fair enough. RB and right stick up and down, it's going to move the seat up and down, and RB and right stick left and right is going to be moving the seat backwards and forwards. Fair enough. And then once you get to the second version, well, the second bit, the mirrors inside, we've then got RB and right stick up and down is going to do the left mirror, and then RB and right stick left and right is going to be doing the right mirror. So that being said, that's ace. I mean, just the whole thing of it doing solid fertilizer, lime and your manure as well, all in one vehicle, that is awesome. We've got some updates as well. So we've got the Hardy Navigator 4000 Delta Force by Giant Software and the Finnish Sheep Barn by Jamo.